Using the pattern or the measurements, cut your fabric out. When you're finished, you should have one main piece and one contrasting fabric for the back. Lay the main fabric on top of the contrasting fabric with right sides together. Pin or clip in place. Starting in the middle of one side, sew all the way around, leaving a 2 to 3 inch gap at the end for turning. Remember to backstitch at the start and stop of the seam. To get a nice clean looking stitch at the corners when you reach the end of a side, leave your needle in the fabric and lift up your presser foot. Next, rotate the fabric and position it to sew down the next side. Finally, lower your presser foot, back down, and continue sewing. Make sure you've left 2 to 3 inches. This is very important for turning. Clip a square off of all 4 corners. Just make sure you don't clip through any stitching. This will help reduce bulk and make sure that you get nice clean corners. Next, reach into the gap that you left from sewing and pull all the fabric from the inside to the outside, making the blanket right side out. This might take a little bit. You'll have to wiggle the fabric around. Just take it slow and don't pop any stitches. Wiggle the fabric back and forth, pushing the fabric out into the corner. This will make a nice clean corner. Now you're going to iron all the edges of the blanket down so that the seams lay flat. Make sure that the seam allowance from the gap is tucked in and aligns with the seams before ironing in place. Using 1/2 inch seam allowance, stitch all the way around the blanket, making sure to catch that gap from turning so that it's sewn shut. Don't forget to backstitch at the start and stop of the seam. Make sure to clip any loose threads. The gap from turning will have a little bit of difference compared to the rest of the seams. This shouldn't be an issue, but if it bothers you, you can take some fabric glue and glue it down. That's it! You're all done. Now that the blanket is finished, you may want to wash it again before use to get rid of any stray threads or extra fabric sheds that might be caught in the stitches. Thank you so much for using this pattern and following along with me in this video. I appreciate you being here.